So the Sims 4 base game is officially free to play, and if you just downloaded it, this video is for you. If you've had it for a while, you might learn something new here too, so keep watching. If you're new here, my name is Sarah. I am a Sims 4 content creator. I've been playing The Sims my entire life, and I thought it would be fun to take you through a kind of beginner's guide once you've downloaded The Sims. So I'm gonna move myself over here, and here's what you'll see when you first open up the game. You might not have this if you don't have any save files from before, but let's go in and start a new game. So this is the create a sim aspect of this game, and this is where you can make a sim, add a sim, change your Sims outfits, anything like that. It's going to start by asking you if you'd like to create a story, and that is what will decide your Sims traits and aspirations. If you'd like to decide them yourself, then you'll hit no thanks. But I think it's kind of fun to answer the question, so I'm gonna hit okay. It's gonna ask you what age they are, and then it asks you some scenario questions. So a coworker messed up and now our boss is mad. What do I do? And you can decide what your Sim would do in this situation. Blame them, cover for them, quit, I don't need this stress. What do I like to do outdoors? Fishing, gardening, digging up treasure. And so it's just questions like that, and I'm just gonna answer them and then we'll see what my Sim turns out to be. So this is our randomized Sim, and we can assign their gender, adjust their appearance, select clothing, and decide their name. So based on our story, their career is unemployed. They're already starting with a charisma skill and a gardening skill, and they have above average starting funds. The game decided their aspiration is friend of the world. They want to have a lot of friends. And so based on their aspiration that they start with, they get a bonus trait. So this Sim is gregarious and builds friendly relationships faster. Their other traits are non-committal, lazy, and a romantic. And let's just randomize their name, Humberto Weaver, and say we want to add another Sim. We go down here and we can click add a Sim. You can do the same thing, add another story. You can just add a straight up new Sim. You can add a Sim from the gallery, which we'll get to a little bit later, maybe in another video, or you can play with genetics. Now, playing with genetics, you can create a child, a sibling, or a parent for your Sim. And if you have another Sim in your family already, you can select a parent for a child as well. I am just going to add a straight up completely different Sim just to show you what it looks like if you don't do a story. This is the aspiration selection. There are a few different options in some of the different categories that you can choose, and they've divided the traits into 4 categories, but you can choose 3 from one category, 2 from one category, 1 from another. The categories don't really matter. They're mainly just for you to find the trait that you want. So emotional, we have active, cheerful, creative, genius, gloomy, goofball, hot-headed, romantic, and self-assured. And there are hobby traits for art, book lover, foodie, things like that. Lifestyle traits, so ambitious, glutton, loves outdoors, vegetarian. Pro tip though, a lot of times your vegetarian Sims will autonomously eat food with meat and then be like, oh no, I ate meat. So just keep that in mind if you're gonna select the vegetarian trait. Then there are more social oriented traits like bro, good. They just added loyal. There's also mean, outgoing, non-committal, and options like that. And what's interesting in Create a Sim, especially for this game, is that there's gender customization. So you can select their physical frame. It does use masculine and feminine descriptors for this. There's clothing preference to know what clothes they should show at first. You can always select any of the clothes for any of the Sims. You just kind of have to mess around with the filters a little bit. You can select if your Sim can become pregnant, get others pregnant, or neither of those things, and if they can use the toilet standing up. If you'd like to customize your Sim's sexual orientation, you're able to customize who they're romantically attracted to, if they're exploring romantically, and who they are interested in woohoo with. And then there are the life stages. So a lot of Sims normally just start out as a young adult. The other options are teen, child, toddler, adult, and elder. Using the sliders here, you can select their voice. I don't know how loud that's coming through, but they will say a little bit in Simlish for you to hear. Simlish is the language that they use in The Sims. It's kind of nonsense. There are some things that we know to mean certain things, but for the most part, you're not gonna understand what they're saying. And you can also select their walk style. So there's perky walk, snooty walk, swagger walk. There's a few different walk styles that you can choose from with your Sim. This is the default. And if you have other Sims in your household, then you can select their relationship. So with this other Sim that I added, maybe she is his fiance. And so this is just one household that I can have in my Sims game. And now, if you would like to edit how your Sims look, you actually have a ton of options in The Sims 4 on how to do that. Something that is really fun and unique is that you are able to click and drag most of your Sims features to figure out how you would want them to look. So if I want to bring the jaw down a bit, I can do that. If I want to bring it up a little bit, I can do that. You saw we can make the head slimmer or wider. We can bring the eyes apart, push them together, and honestly just mess around with this until your Sim looks how you want them to look. You can also go into detail edit mode. You'd like to edit things like their nose shape or, you know, how deep set their eyes are. And you can also randomize individual features. So say I just want to randomize the lips, but I like how the rest of his face looks, I can click the mouth and just go up here and click randomize, and it'll randomize just the mouth. There is also a randomize feature down here. Anytime you see this dice, it's to randomize it. And you can deselect all. So say maybe I just want to randomize the face and the hair, and then I can randomize that and it'll change just the face and the hair. Or maybe I like the face and the hair and I just want to randomize the clothing. So you can do that and your sim will have a random outfit. And so yeah, there are a lot of hairstyles. They keep adding more and more to just the base game for your sims. Normally I go in and I randomize each feature like 3 times just to kind of like add some variety. And you'll notice this as you play the game more, there are like set randomized sims. There's a decent amount of them, but that's why I like to add some extra randomization to my sims just so that they don't look entirely generic, I guess. And something that didn't launch with The Sims 4 but was then added later was more options for skin tones. So you have a wide array of undertones that you can choose from: warm, neutral, cool, and you can also use sliders if you'd like to adjust a set skin tone even more. So I'm pretty happy with how my sim is randomized after a few rolls of the dice. And then you can choose their outfits. There are a lot of different ways you can go with the outfits. There's the tops selector, and then you have a lot of different options for specific tops if you're looking for specifically a sweater or a polo. Then you can select the pants, you know, if you want pants, skirt, jeans, cropped pants, shorts, anything like that. Or if you don't want to put a lot of effort into it right away, you can just go here to styled looks, and those are preset outfits. We have some Star Wars ones. They have some preset outfits that are already styled and look a little bit better than just letting your sim have a randomized outfit. You can choose accessories. They just added fingernails, actually. There are gloves and bracelets. There is a ton that you can explore with this game. You can also adjust their body fat and their muscle mass if you would like. And again, you can click and drag any part of their body if you'd like them to be wider or smaller. And here's what it would look like if you selected to randomize all of your sim's traits. So it'll come up with an entirely new sim. But again, it still has some limitations. Like some of them are, like the face shape ends up being kind of similar on a lot of them. I will tell you that. One last thing I wanted to point out here are outfit categories. So your everyday outfit is kind of like your sim's default outfit. And if you click this little arrow above it, you can add up to 5 different outfit options for your sims. So instead of just one default outfit, they can have 2 or 3 or 4. Then there is the formal outfit that they will wear to more formal events. They have athletic wear, you know, for when they're jogging or when they're working out. There's sleepwear that they will obviously wear to go to sleep. Party wear that they will wear to parties. Swimwear is obviously their swimsuit. Hot weather for hot weather, and cold weather outfits for cold weather. I don't know if they changed it, but traditionally hot weather and cold weather came with seasons, but I think that they've added that just to the base game. Okay, so now that we have our sims, we're gonna hit this check mark down here and click play. It will just ask you to add them to your library so that you can go find this household again and maybe add them to a different save file if you'd like, and then you just save and play. Then we go to a loading screen here, and you have to select what world you want them to live in. So there are 3 base game worlds. Think of Willow Creek kind of just as like standard American like suburb maybe. A lot of the houses kind of have a like Louisiana, New Orleans kind of style vibe to them. And Oasis Springs is a desert town, so you kind of get more of that style in this one. And Newcrest is actually a completely blank world. So as you can see, there are all of these lots, but none of them have any houses on them. I would say starting out, it would be best to go to either Willow Creek or Oasis Springs, and you will have enough money for a starter home unless you use cheats, which we'll get into that later. So I think let's go move in right here. You'll see your starting funds down here. So we actually have 27,000, which is a little bit more than normal, but we are still going to buy this starter home. A starter home is anything under 20,000 simoleons. You're going to click the lot that you want, and then down here, you click confirm to move them in. You can select if you want it furnished or unfurnished. If you are truly just a beginner, I recommend just starting with it furnished, and it starts moving them in. So now we are here in live mode. You can say it live mode or live mode. I say live mode, but just so that these videos don't get too long, I'm going to stop this part here, and we will have a part 2 explaining everything in live mode. So if you did find anything useful out of this video, please make sure you give it a like. Make sure you are subscribed with notifications on so you know when the next part comes out. I also am always posting Sims tips and clips here on YouTube Shorts and on TikTok and Instagram, and I also stream on Twitch, so make sure you're following on all of my socials linked in the description. And other than that, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and a lovely tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you with more Sims tips in the next one.